So far this year, I've made over $15,000 from the digital products in my online store. At several points, I have made $100 a day or more from those digital products, and realizing that was possible completely changed the way that I think about art and business. So today, I want to talk about the power of digital products, the options out there for any artist, and why you should heavily consider implementing more passive income streams into your business. And also, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, but more about them later. So I think one of the hardest things to do as an artist is actually to sell physical products. And that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's really true, right? Because the effort scales linearly. You have to package and ship every single order that comes in, which means that you're kind of punished for success, or like the more successful you are, the more time you'll have to spend packing orders, the less time you'll have to spend on art, and the more pressure there will be on the time that you have left to spend on art to actually make something good and monetizable, to actually turn your art into products more and more often. And I see this happening with artists all the time. Like, they hit a certain point of success and they feel like they're drowning because it's so overwhelming to have to package and ship everything. And sure, you could hire someone on, but I think what people don't consider enough of is the power of digital products. Like, digital products are kind of great in that you just make them once and then they are out there. They just exist. People can buy them an infinite number of times, and you basically don't have to do anything other than like the occasional customer service email. When your business model is so tightly intertwined with your constant labor, it means that you're going to feel really guilty about taking time off, and you're going to be really stressed out, and you're actually not going to spend nearly as much time making art as you did before. And I think that is a tragedy. And I think digital products can help ease some of that burden. Like, when I realized this was an option for me, that kind of changed everything. And it has meant that I can take my time offering prints and digital products and make sure that when I do release those things, they are high quality. And it also means that I get to spend a lot more time in making art than if I had to pack 200 orders a week or something. And obviously your business can never really run 100% on full autopilot, but that's not the point. The point isn't to like do no work, right? It's to do more sustainable work, to not be pushing yourself to the brink all of the time, and to actually be able to take time off and take sick leave and do all those things that you would get at a normal, healthy job, like for your art career, without feeling guilty or overwhelmed, without fighting the urge to go back to work way before you're ready. And I know some of you guys are already thinking, okay, that's great, Kelsey, but I'm an XYZ type of artist, and I don't think digital products really fit with that. I don't think I actually have anything to offer. And here's the thing, I think you're wrong. I think if you spent more than 15 minutes thinking about this problem, you could list at least like 5 really solid ideas. But I get it. Thinking of new product ideas is really hard. So what I want to do for the rest of this video is actually brainstorm some ideas with you. I have a couple of categories of like general ideas, and I think that you can take the list that I'm about to share with you and work at it. You know, try and come up with your own version of things. Try and make it work for the kind of art that you make, the kind of value that you give to your audience or whatever artist you want to be, and run with it. Because I think that genuinely this has a lot of potential, and I wish more artists were doing more of this, because we don't have to be packing orders like 5 hours a day. It's too much. And I think this can offer at least partially a solution to that. It's not gonna like replace your entire business or anything, unless you want it to, but it's just another piece of that income stream like collage that you're building with your business. But before we get into my list, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace, because that $15,000 that I mentioned earlier, that would not have been possible without Squarespace. I have made $15,822.30 with my Squarespace website. This would not have been possible without Squarespace, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. So Let's talk about them for a second, shall we? I think Squarespace is probably the ideal website platform for artists. They have so many features that make them incredibly easy to use. Their new Fluid engine is almost literally drag and drop. I am so enormously happy with my Squarespace website. I've been using them for years, long before they sponsored me. And I feel like my website really perfectly embodies who I am as an artist. It has my vibe kind of perfectly captured. And what I love the most about Squarespace is just how easy it is to add digital products and manage them. It's very simple to set up a digital product on Squarespace. They manage all of the file distribution for you, so they will send emails to your customers with the files. All you have to do is upload it. Write the description, the title, add some images, add it to a category if you want to, and you're good to go. That digital product can generate an almost infinite amount of revenue for you, which is truly fantastic. If you are new to Squarespace and you want to give them a try, you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using my code Kelsey Rodriguez. Go to squarespace.com/Kelsey Rodriguez to get 10% off. Okay, so now that we've thanked Squarespace, let's dive straight into this list. The first category of product idea I want to talk about is actually printables. So printables are basically where the file that you would normally get printed and send to someone physically, you are just giving them the file, right? And you obviously need to have some licensing agreement with this, right? It's just for personal use, you can't redistribute it, blah, 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 blah. But printables are a really great solution. You can offer the exact same things that you might normally ship to someone, like an art print or stationery, whatever, stickers even potentially, but you don't have to go through the fulfillment and shipping part. This is great if you're stuck in a country where international shipping is really expensive, or maybe the postal times are really long and it takes months and months for mail to get to your clients. That is where this comes in. That is where this has the most potential. So in terms of product ideas with printables, you really do have just a ton of options, right? You have art prints, stationery, recipe cards, something more creative like garlands or something, coloring pages even. If you are a digital artist that relies a lot on line art, this could be really fun. If you do fandom related work, fan art, that could be great too. If you do comics and you want to offer coloring pages people can kind of fill in their own versions, that would be a really cute idea. Natalie Anderson, actually, who I have on my gallery wall, she's a risograph artist. She offered coloring pages in the beginning of the pandemic, and I picked those up so fast because I love her art and I wanted to try my own hand reimagining her work in my own personal preferred color palettes, what I gravitate to the most. And it was really fun to load those up into Procreate and mess around, and I really enjoyed that. It was a great activity, and I think on her part that was a killer business idea because it took very little work for her to actually do that, I bet. The next category of digital product that I want to talk about is actually kind of educational products. This isn't for everyone. If you are not the kind of artist that wants to teach people, if you don't want to give away your secrets, feel free not to. These are just some ideas. But in terms of educational digital product ideas, you have things like ebooks or digital guides. There are some artists I follow on Instagram that offer guides to oil painting or gouache or their preferred medium of choice. Insert whatever you do here. And they've written up their tips about it, the materials they use, where they get them from, their learning resources, and just collected all of that stuff together in a digital guide for their followers. So on the off chance someone was following them and interested in trying to make the kind of art that they make, they could pick that up and read about it and gain access to that knowledge and those resources. And then of course you have the more commonly used digital products, things like video tutorials or lessons, real-time painting processes with commentary. Maybe you have the PSD files of your digital art so people can get them and then flip through the layers to figure out how you work. That is always an option too. And then again, of course, I really want to reaffirm that you should have some kind of agreement or terms of use with these things, so people aren't stealing your art and just running with it, because that's bad. And if you have a terms of use, you can go after them legally if you wanted to. So Another option in kind of the same educational arena that is not really art related, but still is really useful, is things like templates. Like on my store, for example, I offer a lot of Notion templates because I'm an anxious person that relies super heavily on intense organization to get anything done, either like in my personal life, on YouTube, or in my art career. And I fastidiously and obsessively track goals, and that's super important. And I organize everything from like the art books that I'm studying, the classes that I'm taking, to the kind of paintings that I want to make. And so I offer templates that are related to that are really intertwined and always call back to who I am as an artist, but offer a thing that is not commonly offered. So when you are trying to think of product ideas, try to think of where you could stand out and be a little bit different compared to the competition, because that could make a difference. They don't have to be Notion templates though. You could do things like email templates. Like maybe you have this really award-winning email template strategy that you have used time and time again to email your collector base and get a bunch of sales. That email, like the contents of that email, how you craft that or how you pitch galleries or whatever, could be really, really valuable information to someone. And it's a very low effort thing for you to offer them. Okay, and to close this off, I actually have a bunch of non-educational, more like miscellaneous, random ideas to share with you guys. The first one is, of course, digital art brushes. This is a classic in the digital art space, right? Like offering your preferred brushes that you've designed yourself or you've customized is a really great way to make money. It's, again, very low effort for you to offer this, but for your die-hard, tested, like 1,000 true fans, it will mean so much to them to get their hands on the stuff that you use all of the time in your own art. Even if they can't perfectly replicate the style or your techniques, just having those brushes can be a really cool insight into the way your favorite artists work. And this is true for things like Krita, Procreate, Photoshop, like whatever kind of program that you use. Think of a way that you could offer presets or brushes or whatever thing that you can do that would be really valuable. And then the next idea that I have actually is digital wallpapers, like phone wallpapers, desktop wallpapers, laptop wallpapers, whatever device. But these are like really cute, you know, like the right wallpaper, it sets the mood. I recently changed my phone lock screen to not be my vaccine card because I was showing that all the time for a long time. And now I don't have to anymore, really. So I have a really great, like cute little art piece on there. And I love that so much. And I am more than happy to support really amazing artists when I want to deck out my digital devices, because digital art is not a thing that I have a lot of experience in. So when I'm customizing my phone or doing like cute little icons or Discord or Twitch emotes and sub badges, I commission other artists or I get their pre-made digital products because they're really good at it and they have really ingenious, clever, creative ideas that I personally never would have thought of or had the energy or the motivation to execute as a more traditional focused artist. Just wanted to slide in here really quick and say that digital products don't have to replace physical products for your business. They can just be the icing on the cake. If this is working great for you already, don't stop anything. But digital products, my point more so is that like they're a really low effort way to make more money in your business. And it doesn't have to be like purely just art related. Like you can give your audience, your customers, things that they want that are not just art. Chances are they're actually really interested in learning more about your process, your techniques, your digital brushes, like whatever, and that this is a great complement to the things that you are likely already doing. So it's just like, you know, extra. Like the reason that I offer Notion templates is because I talk a lot about organization and it felt like a very natural product for me to offer. So yeah, okay, back to the video. And yeah, those are all of my ideas. Again, I do think it's really important to have a following or an audience when you are considering implementing these ideas, because you can't get sales if no one knows that your products exist, right? So I think it's really important to figure out how these products fit into your overall marketing strategy. And if you are interested actually in learning more about marketing yourself as an artist, I have an entire playlist that will be somewhere on the screen right now for you to check out. If you like this video, consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you there. Bye, guys.